Well, hello there, Flosstube. How you doing? I'm Allison, and welcome to my channel. This is Green Goddess Plant Seeds and Stitching, and it's a beautiful day. It's been a while, at least a month since my last Flosstube. I've been busy. I was sick for a little while, and then busy. You know, with spring finally arriving here on the prairies. The snow's finally gone. There's maybe the odd drift still, maybe on the north side of trees or something, but spring is finally here. So, like I've said, I've been busy. I have been doing some stitching, though not as much. I was kind of waiting till I actually had some stuff to show you guys for doing another Flosstube. So, as you can see, I'm different location. I'm actually out at the farm instead of in my kitchen in Saskatoon. So, I'm out at the farm today, a little bit different. So I have a finish, I have a WIP, and some new starts, and some stitchy kindness. So let's just get into it. All right, so my finish is, where'd my packaging go? Okay, well, anyway, I'm not as organized as I normally would be, but my finish is the Woodland Welcome. So this was a Bothy Threads kit, artwork by Kate Garrett. They didn't give a stitch count, so I'm not too sure what that is or what it would be. Let's try this and block some of that sunlight coming through the back there. Oh, sorry. Showing you the back, which I don't really want you to see, but whatever. It's actually not that bad. All right, there we go. So there is my finish on Woodland Welcome. I still have to put in the name and the date, but of course the baby hasn't arrived yet. But I am still counting this as a finish. This has been my focus for the last month. This is what I've been mostly stitching on because I did want it to be finished before May. So, and it is, and it's done. At least I'm calling it done. It was a lovely little stitch. You know, I purposely picked one that wasn't too intense with stitching in that. So I'm quite happy and pleased. So, all right, so that is my finish. Whoops. And I'm happy with it. I'm very happy with it. Sorry, I just had to close those curtains. So this was stitched on 14 count cream Aida. It's White Aida, I believe, and the floss is Madeira floss. So there we go. That's my finish. So, and the only other project that I've been working on, or was actively working on, was my Fox and Rabbit mystery sal, year-long mystery sal. So I'll just kind of get it organized. Now I do apologize for the thread that's hanging here, but get it up here. So this is where I'm at. I'm behind, obviously. I am still working on March's installment. It is coming along quite nicely. I'm very, very happy and pleased with it, the way it's turning out. The colors are turning out nice. I'm kind of picking the colors as I go, obviously, because we don't know what the pattern is. But yeah. And I've just been plugging away at this, you know, even if it's just one thread here or there. I've been working away at it, and hopefully I'm hoping to get caught up maybe this weekend. Maybe it won't be quite so busy. Well, it'll be busy this weekend, doesn't matter. We are moving into our busy times. So that's my Fox and Rabbit 2025 mystery sal. So this is stitched on 16 count Aida. It's just a generic Aida from Michael's Craft Store. So, and I'm using DMC. And so that is my one WIP that I've been working on. Now, because I was so close to having a finish and did have my finish, I thought I could allow myself some new starts. So I did start 3 new projects. And the first two are both by Erin Elizabeth. So the first one is actually out of this. This is the 2024 spring issue. And I am working on this, Hello Spring. And this is, the stitch count on this is 70 by 70. And this is where I'm at with it. And I am using DMC floss and a piece of 18 count Aida that I dyed myself. So that's actually come along not too badly. I'm pretty pleased with that, at the progress. I love the little birdhouse, and there's some gardening tools here up in that corner and some more vines and flowers, but it's otherwise looking really nice. I'm very happy with the way that's going. Very happy. Okay, and then the next one is also by Erin Elizabeth. And this one is Bee Farm. And this one I purchased as a PDF download. I thought this was perfect because we do keep honeybees here out at the farm. I might have to see if Glenn's got any ideas on how to do a final finish on it once it's done being stitched. And so this is, like I said, I'm using DMC floss and some printed Aida that I got from Michael's, and it's again a 70 by 70 stitch. And this is where I'm at. Let's do this. There we go. So again, this is just some printed Aida that I got from Michael's. So I've almost finished the bee, just working on the wings, and then there's, you know, all the flowers and the bee farm sign. So I think that's pretty decent progress. I have to admit, I'm really enjoying this one. This one is actually so far it's been a fairly easy stitch. So, you know, no complaints there. So yes, this is 14 count Aida. And I'm actually, because it's 14 count, I'm actually using 3 strands of floss over one square or whatever. So there we go. That is Bee Farm. And then got there my last finish, or sorry, finish. My last new start is this one. This is a dimensions kit, a vintage, I guess, dimensions kit, if you could call it that. I picked this up at a secondhand store. I was just lucky that day that I was there. It is called Garden Collectibles, designed by Barbara Mock, and this is from 1995. Look at that. So I actually did start this. I've got a meager start on it. I don't think I actually did find what the stitch count was on this, but I am just using the, it was a kit actually. So I am using the materials that were included with the kit. So it is a 14 count ivory Aida. Doesn't say what brand the floss is, but I'm assuming DMC. So I'll just take my needle minder off of there. Where'd it go? Uh-oh. All right, so this is my meager start on Garden Collectibles. Yeah, so this is a seed packet up in here, and then there's a box, a wooden box, and then there's a whole bunch of other seed packets that surround it. So that's a meager start, but I'm happy with it. So I am working in this area in here, right here. So yeah, that's pretty exciting. I've got some new starts, a finish that I'm very happy and proud of. So that's awesome. So I did have some stitchy kindness. A dear friend of mine out in BC, Heather, sent me an amazing bundle of It's like a crafty care package almost. Like it arrived last week, so I was pretty excited when it showed up. So I won't show you everything, but there was like a ton of floss in it. She also sent me some project bags. There were some of these project bags in there. There was the bag. There's a tote bag that she made. So she printed that on it herself. There's this lovely little Notions tin. How cute and adorable is that? You could probably fit all sorts of wonderful little things in there, wonderful little objects. Let's pull that out. It has a little insert that comes out. So that's awesome. And then there was a little pencil case that she made as well with the little lovely zipper fob. And she is such an artistic, wonderfully artistic person. She also made this little pen with the bee on it. She is so unbelievably talented. Like, oh my God. So this is just some of the things that she sent. The other item that I thought was pretty cool was this set of their wooden thread bobbins shaped like cats, and then they just kind of nest in the box. How awesome and cool and cute is that? Is that not the coolest thing? I thought that was so cool. And of course we have so many cats out here at the farm, and Glenn is like the ultimate cat daddy. Like, oh my goodness. He is the ultimate cat daddy. Like, they just flock to him. Like, I don't know what it is about him, but they just love him. Like if he lays down for a nap or something, he'll instantly have 5 cats with him on the bed. If I lay down for a nap, I'm lucky if I have 1. So he is just the ultimate cat daddy. It's just so crazy. The other thing that I've actually started doing is I've started to write down or keep track of my projects a little bit. So a friend of mine gave this to me for Christmas. It's just an ordinary journal, but I thought, well, maybe I could use it. I wasn't too sure what to use it for, because I'm not really big into journaling. You know, I've never, like, I'll start journals and then peter out after, you know, a month or 2. I mean, even keeping records for the garden, like I might make it through spring to the end of when everything's been planted out, and then I just kind of fall off the radar with keeping a garden journal. Unless there's some significant events or something, I tend to it just falls away until the next spring, and then I start recording more the next year's planting dates. So, but I'm hoping, I thought, well, maybe this might be a good way to just sort of keep track of my projects. So I've just started. So this was the Woodland Welcome. So I just wrote down what it was, the kit, my start date, my finish date. This was the sewing bee that I finished there back at the end of February. And I'm actually using some of the embellishments that my friend Heather had put on the packages that she sent. She sent some lovely packages. They are wrapped beautifully. Apparently she's been watching videos on Japanese gift wrapping. Obviously totally amazing. And so I've kept a lot of the embellishments. It's a little butterfly. The next one is my fox and rabbit. I don't have any stickers, so I'm gonna have to up my game with stickers because I really don't have much in the way of stickers. And this is the Erin Elizabeth bee farm. And so far that's it. So I do have to go through all of my WIPs and write them down in here and get them at least recorded. Then I don't know, maybe I can keep better records, better track of when I started stuff and when I finished stuff and materials I used and that kind of thing. Yeah. So that's kind of what I've been doing. I do watch a lot of Flosstube when I'm stitching. Yeah, like we don't have regular cable or television anymore. So yeah, I do tend to watch a lot of YouTube, a lot of Flosstube. Yeah, there's been lots that I've gotten inspiration from. So some of the ones that I do enjoy watching while I'm stitching are Fibers and Floss Canada, the Hygge Stitcher, the Stitching Owl, Sheldon In Stitches, Stuartinstitches, MommaLovesYouGB, Bumble Stitches, the Lancashire Stitcher, the Runner Stitcher. Actually, the Runner Stitcher was the first Flosstube that I actually came across and actually watched. So so those are just some of the Flosstubers that I follow. And yeah, I'm always, and Adelaide Stitches from Australia. Oh my god, I love her. She's got so many projects that are right up my alley, that are right in line with my own artistic tastes. So whenever I sit down to watch hers, I always have to have a pen and paper so I can add stuff to my wish list. Yeah, so that's kind of what I've been doing stitchy wise. Like I said, we are starting to get a lot busier now, with the garden drying out. And our garden, Glenn's been out there working. That he ran the harrows over it, and then he ran the disker over it to try and break up the soil and loosen it a bit. He wants to reskin the hoop house because it basically, the plastic on it was toast after this winter, so we got to replace that. And we're hoping to do that before our plant sale at the end of May. In terms of events and markets, we only have one coming up this Saturday, and it's in Cold Lake. After that, we're pretty quiet for events that we need to go to. I'm pretty sure Glenn kind of planned it that way because May is going to be crazy. As long as the weather cooperates, he's going to be wanting to be out there and be seeding all of the field crops. So the wheat, the canola, the oats, and then, you know, I'll be out in the garden planting all the garden. Last weekend, I started all of our first round of cucumbers because I want to do 2 plantings. So I did 5 trays of pickling cucumbers. So 5 trays of 74. So do the math. That's a lot of pickling cucumbers. Some regular slicing cucumbers. And then this weekend, I want to get all of our pumpkins and squash and cabbage started. I didn't want to start the cabbage too early because it grows really fast and gets stretched and leggy really, really quickly. So Swiss chard is another one that I start early. I found that it does better if you start it early indoors rather than direct sowing it in the ground. I might try that method with beets. They are related plants, so I might try that with beets. We're hoping to try and get some carrots in the ground, maybe some early peas, some early beans. Well, the beans might be a little bit iffy just because the soil may not be warm enough for the beans, but I know Glenn was hoping to push the envelope with the corn, with the sweet corn. So May is going to be very, very, very crazy busy with planting and seeding. And then, of course, we've got all of those transplants, not just the seeds, but all the transplants have to go in the ground. So all of those peppers, all of the tomatoes, all of the cucumbers, yes, all of that has to be done. So I'm not sure how much stitching I'm going to be getting done in May, but we'll see what happens. Like I said, I've got lots of projects that I can work on. And the other thing that I've actually started doing since my friend sent me that, included that in that bundle of crafting stuff was a whole bunch of floss. So I have been kitting up some of, I got at least 2 projects kitted up, fully kitted up with floss. Some of them I had the floss, some of them I didn't have the floss, but it was the fabric that I was waiting on for some of these. So the first one that I've got kitted up, these are both Shannon Christine designs. So I've got July 1st and some fabric. And then this is the Canada mug by Shannon Christine. And so this is the same piece of fabric. I just cut it. I just cut the pieces to match. And it is a piece of 14 count Aida that I dyed myself. And the floss is DMC floss that I'll be using. So this will be a very soon future summer project. Hold that up so you can actually see it without apologize for that. Different location, different setup. I'm not as organized as I would like to be. And there's the Canada mug. So yeah, my sweet spot for Aida is actually 16 count, but I actually couldn't find any 16 count. There's 2 Michael stores in Saskatoon, and there was no 16 count Aida at all. It was all 14 count. So 14 count it is. Yeah. Sometimes it is very frustrating not having an LNS, but what do you do? So, I mean, yes, I can order stuff, but that gets very expensive, ordering stuff, especially if you want the fancy hand-dyed stuff. It's very expensive. At least for me it is. So I'm just learning how to dye my own. So I thought this would make a nice one, nice bit of fabric. And then I've also kitted up, get out here, so not organized, not the way I like it to be. So this is Autumn Lane Stitchery. Gotta take my note off of there, and it's pumpkin stack. So I've got this completely kitted out with fabric. And so when I bought the fabric for the Shannon Christine ones, I bought two rolls, and I dyed them at the same time. So I thought this would be lovely for the pumpkin stack. I know it shows more of a blue fabric, but I thought the purple would work quite well. So I thought that would make, with the orange pumpkins, I think that would be all right. So I am doing that. I am kitting stuff up rather than acquiring patterns, but I do have a few more that I would like to get ready to go that are just missing fabric. So as my funds come in, I can do that. But yeah, that's what I've been up to this last month. Keeping very, very busy. A little bit of stitching, a lot of gardening. Going forward, like I said, it's probably going to be a lot more gardening and even less stitching. Although I'm trying to formulate a plan where I set some time aside for myself to stitch in the evening before going to bed. You know, instead of, staying up watching God knows what on YouTube. Although Flosstube is awesome to watch before going to bed too. But to spend an hour, or even just stitch one thread worth on a project in the evenings before going to bed. I think that might be a good plan going forward, because then at least I get some stitching time in. I know sometimes during the summer months when we're in the middle of cucumber harvest and market season, sometimes we're up till midnight getting all of the vegetables ready to go for a market the next day. So we'll see how that goes. Anyhow, so a little bit of a shorter floss tube. Like I said, I don't have too much to share, but I wanted at least to get on here and show you something. So thank you so much for stopping in. I appreciate you subscribing. Tell me where you're from. Tell me what you're working on. If you stitch kits, like the Bothy Threads kit, like I have a whole bunch of leftover threads from it. What do you do with all those leftover threads? Like I've kept them together with the original packaging, but if you stitch kits, like fully kitted kits that what do you do with the leftover thread? That's my question. What do you do with it? I mean, Bothy threads, they use Madeira floss. They don't really give you the number of the color. It's just a symbol and what the color is supposed to be. But yeah, I was just wondering. I'm just trying to figure out what to do with all that leftover floss. So if you got any ideas, leave them in the comment. I'd be happy to hear some ideas and some suggestions. So anyway, like I said, yeah, nice to see ya. I hope you come back. I hope to be back sooner rather than later on Flosstube. But there will be more gardening videos coming out very soon too as well. So if you're into gardening, stay tuned for those. And yeah, so until next time, do take care and happy stitching.